Good evening, welcome to the village board meeting, 7 o'clock, Monday, April 14th, 2025. We have a roll call of officers.
Pete Anzia, Roseanne Geib, Sarah Heisler, Chris Clear, Rose Sowers, Kevin Schuler, and Dan.
Open meeting law compliance check.
We are in compliance.
We all please stand for pledge allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Do
we have any public input? If you please state your name.
Megan Phillips.
Okay.
I am here to present a formal request for an ordinance change for the poultry or backyard chicken in the village. I presented the request to the clerk as well. She's mentioned that that will not be in the meeting for today, but I'm hoping to get the issue started. Hopes of discussion for our next meeting.
We need any discussion tonight on that?
No, you should probably refer it to either a committee or something going forward. It would require, I believe it's a zoning change, Jerry, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it probably,
Is that public safety?
well, either that or you could start there in the plan commission eventually.
Presuming I'm continuing with public safety, then yes.
Okay, we'll forward this on to the public safety. We don't need to vote on that, do we?
Can't.
Okay. Any other public input?
I'm sorry, before we move on, just to let you know, I'm currently the chair of the Public Safety Committee, and this has been put on our docket. As soon as we convene a meeting, if you would leave your contact information with the village clerk so that we can make sure you're invited.
Absolutely.
Are you
Thanks.
Megan from the change.org?
I am.
Okay, so I'm Sarah. I'm the trustee who reached out to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Really? Jason, did it go to a Jason?
Again, I don't. This is the first time I've used
Oh,
the change.org.
Okay,
so-
well, I did reach back out to someone with Teresa.
Yep, and he got.
You got in touch, okay.
Yep.
So I asked Teresa to gather information from surrounding municipalities to see what their ordinances and regulations are.
I could bring some with me, so I can leave that.
Okay.
I'd love to review.
Yep, that'll work. Thank you.
Is there any other public input? If not, we'll move on to the Belgium Area Chamber of Commerce report.
We had our job and career fair at the Cedar Grove Belgium High School on Thursday of last week. It was very successful. We had 38 businesses and schools and military branches attend. All of the students were required to go between 9th to 12th grade, and I had really good feedback. So that's always positive from high school kids. You never know what you're gonna get from high school kids. On Saturday, we had the anthem, it was also really great. I was at 11 o'clock. The Easter Bunny was there, a lot of happy families because the weather was just gorgeous. So that was really wonderful. Our next event is the Brew and Chew on April 26th at the Farm, 5:30 to 9. We have some tickets left if you are interested in attending. Wendy Hope is performing. We have a generator that we're raffling off and some other really great prizes. And of course, all you can eat and drink. Good for me.
Anything else? Okay, then we'll move on to the Village Marshal report.
Okay, for March, I handed out 23 parking tickets. There was actually more in March than there was in February. Then I got a call of a complaint of a lady on Elevator Lane feeding the cats. So I had a discussion with her and she agreed not to feed the cats anymore. I told her if she kept feeding them, she was gonna end up with getting a citation. And then we also had one dumpster complaint, and the guy, I got a hold of him and he came and picked up his stuff right away and took it out of there, and So that was about it for a month. It was a good month. All I got.
What was the dumpster complaint? What was in the dumpster that shouldn't have been in?
He threw in some fluorescent light fixtures, and you can't throw those in there because the balance is considered hazardous waste. So we had no problem taking them back home.
Anything else for Marshall? Now I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 10th, 2025 meeting.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We have no unfinished business, so we're on to new business. First one is approved park and rec recommendation to approve league play for pickleball at Community Park.
Yeah, so we were approached by a local organization that wanted to do a pickleball league. And we had nothing in place as far as how to rent it out, how much. So the committee got together. And our recommendation is to do $125 per month for a 1 day or one day per week. And if that goes up from there, then it'd be $250.
Yeah.
So, and just the pickleball, not like.
Not the whole thing.
park.
That reserves a time slot for that?
Yeah, there was a time, and they have to put up the reserve sign.
And just so you know where that number kind of came from, is that's about what we've been collecting from the men's baseball league. For their event once per week throughout the summer, so it, you know, that was discussed by the committee as to why pick that amount.
Okay.
And again, it's just for the pickleball court, not the whole park.
Yeah.
So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve allowing a league for pickleball in the county, community park. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Approve park and rec recommendation to approve the purchase of trees for maple lawn in the village right away.
We have an escrow deposit that was left for years for that development. The developer had to pay for it, and I believe that the developer's agreement said that there had to be street trees every so
Many feet.
far. So you know, that subdivision is substantially completed now, so it seemed like it was time to get that taken care of.
Then I will make a motion to approve the Park and Recreation recommendation to approve the purchase of trees for maple lawn in the village right of way.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes.
Can we table item number 3, please? We missed a posting deadline for today, so we're going to be adding that to tomorrow's meeting instead.
Okay. Okay, then we'll move on to number 4, discussion of purchase of engine 762. Does the village have money set aside for that in the capital fund?
Yes, it is in the capital fund, and we do have enough that we could pay for it upfront now, our portion. And it does fit within our schedule for meeting all of our needs with us, essentially continuing the same amount every year toward our capital projects. As I mentioned before, should our capital projects funds start to, you know, come in over budget, we run low of funds. It's kind of an issue of, do we take a loan now or do we take a loan when that happens later? Right now, we have the funds. We can't project forever, but I think we're in a pretty good place for estimating our capital projects fund. So yes, those both options are doable right now.
Seeing that we have the money, there will be no increase to anybody's taxes for this year because of it?
No, and that's not to say that, you know, it would be in our tax levy, so the taxpayers are paying it, they're just not gonna see an increase because of it.
My name is
Rick Gordon, in Belgium here. I was wondering, is this new engine purchase, is this being also passed on to the town?
Yes, it is.
You can talk to the fire chief right in front of you.
Yes, 52.93% is paid for by the town. 47.07% is paid for by the village.
Goes by
That's a
valuation.
calculation based on the equalized value of both municipalities. That's used for budget purposes and also for the purchase of this engine. The village's share. I'll just make sure the board, you got all the updated.
Yeah.
End of last week. Total cost of the engine is $951,451. There's 3 different options. One option for the village is to pay it on delivery. If they choose to do that, the village's portion would be $447,000. If the village and town both pay on delivery, there's a discount received, then the village's portion would be $401,000. And if it's paid in full by both municipalities in 2025, the village's portion would be $404,000. So the village, by paying upfront, is receiving roughly approximately a
46.
$43,000 or $44,000 discount by paying it upfront. Right.
And that's if both village and town pay up front.
Correct. The town last week at their meeting stated that they may go to look at financing to see if they were better financing it versus taking a loan out now and paying it in full and taking advantage of the discount or.
So the town hasn't yet committed to paying up front.
Something considering.
Yeah.
So.
I did ask for a meeting with finance and personnel tomorrow, a quick one, because I thought it would be prudent for me to go into a little more depth about the payment options.
Yep.
And how that might play out with regard to, whether it's in our best interest to pay upfront or not. So then finance and personnel can make a recommendation so that when we meet with the town and the fire department again later this month, finance and personnel will have a specific recommendation about how we should go forward.
About what we're gonna do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we will be having a very quick finance personnel meeting tomorrow night after the reorganization meeting.
Sure.
Which, if anyone wants to sit here and listen in, you know, then the more people know what's going on too.
Can I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to number 5. Discussion of possible action regarding the purchase of a new roof on lift station number 1, lift station number 4, and garage.
Well, all the shingles are in excess of 30 years old and they've seen their days. So I budgeted for it last year and got 2 quotes. And I'm recommending that we do the cheaper of the 2.
Okay.
JK Contractors. That would be roof and gutters.
And they're both the same for the,
Yeah, apples to apples, absolutely. Yeah.
And yes, this is a budgeted.
Yep. I remember.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the contract from JK Contractors for the roof and gutters on lift station 1, lift station 4, and garage.
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Discussion of possible action regarding the purchase of new 16-inch plug valve.
Right, I threw this in on I had a contractor come with me. We went down to the basement of the treatment plant. And I was looking to get the pipes downstairs. Media blasted, sandblasted, and then repainted. The gentleman said, gotta be careful because we media blast here and we create a leak. There's it's gonna go from bad to horrible to horrible. So working with him, we decided that we we're gonna change all the piping in the next year, but he just suggested to buy the 16-inch plug valve because he's anticipating at least a 5% increase next year. And that's the reason why it's on there. You can see the plug valve is like, I think it's around $8,000.
Yep. 82.
So Wendy from Baker Tilly met with staff today to review the draft of the financial statements, which will be presented to the board next board meeting. But I will say we had a very good year in the sewer fund. Our estimates were that we would end with a fund balance of 779. We 779,000. We in fact came in with a fund balance of about 867,000. So we have a very solid fund balance, so this would be not a problem at all. To go ahead and purchase this now. So it's not something that, I mean, it's not gonna in any way impact our budget to save a little money.
And
by
do it
getting
now.
This year.
Then I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of a new 16-inch plug valve to the amount of $8,235.29.
I'll second.
Motion's are made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Number 7, discuss and possible action regarding replacement of fluid flow meter.
Just go to
You're up
this
again.
month. This is the meter that, totalizes all the flow that goes through the treatment plant. It's the original meter that came with the treatment plant in 2002. And each year we have to get the meters tested by a company. So I had one company come out and test it, and he didn't. I can't fail, I gotta fail it because it's just out of compliance. And it don't jive, the numbers do not even come close to what my influent meter says. So then I had I hired Energetics to come out and put their meter on, and hopefully that they could make it, but it's just, it's done. So that's the reason why you see it on here. So you see the for the meter, and then the installation is another line item. It's a giant meter, we cannot.
So this is the total? The 10,000?
That's for the meter, correct? And then there's one from Sabo Mechanical
Okay.
for the installation of the meter.
Oh, that one's the installation.
Yes,
This is
I had that
in
backwards.
the equipment replacement fund because it was put in with the original system. We have already saved. Whatever projected amount. I don't know if it matches the amount, but either way that gets adjusted. So
Right.
again, no problem funding this purchase.
Okay, I'll make a motion then to replace the effluent flow meter.
Second.
Motions are made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 8, discussion of possible action regarding a donation request from Richard Usling to purchase a 3-section door, glass door, merchandiser cooler. Richard, can you explain that?
Explain, in our village park, whenever there are activities, it's the Chamber of Commerce, if it's the boys baseball team, if it's the Lions, the Legion, they have to use a refrigerator or some ice cooler or something out in the bar area, not in the shelter, but in the bar area. And talking with the Lions and other members I have, and I took it upon myself to get some quotes and some answers. To get a 3-door glass cooler, which I think we'll have pictures of it there, that will pass everybody. $2,798. A 3-door glass cooler lets the customers walk up to the bar, see if what soda, water, beer, whatever is for sale, they can see the products. And then it's much easier for the workers of the activities to just get it and serve it. They don't have to dig for it and confuse everybody. It's just a win-win situation. I went to the Lions as an example. I went to them first and I explained it to them. They were so graciously involved. I put on there, the Lions are willing to donate up to $1,000 to purchase this already. So we have organizations interested. I went to the fire department. They have to talk to their board of directors. I talked to the Legion. They have to talk to their people. I talked to Port State Bank is willing to donate. Unsee International for using Winans Wolferding at the park. There's lots of people interested in it, and I guess it's twofold. I might ask you, hopefully I want your approval that we put it in the park, because when it's done, it'll belong to the community. It doesn't belong to any organization.
Well, that's where I have questions. So who's gonna be responsible for it? Who's gonna be responsible when it breaks?
When it breaks.
Yep.
It has a 5-year warranty.
Who's gonna,
brand new?
Yeah, brand new.
what happens after 5 years?
It's
That
just-
is, right, okay, so now we're responsible for it.
Yes. Everything. Yeah, so is that, everything else is that way, the cooler that's in there now is that way too.
Right, but that's right, but now you're bringing in something else. Where are we gonna put it?
It's on- Look at the picture, it's on wheels, it can roll into the.
Is it easy to move?
What?
How easy is it to move?
Yes.
I think they're pretty heavy. I don't think they're that easy to move.
Oh.
I'm just saying, so when, let's say somebody rents the park though,
Is this a community?
who's going
It
to,
isn't really for anybody renting the park.
okay, so then it's not gonna be used.
Organizations that have the bar set up for activities, like the Chamber. of
And there's room for it in the
Belgian
building.
Summer Nights, for example.
Is there room for it in the concession stand?
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Answer is yes.
And it fits through the doors.
And if it's through the door, I went and measured the.
I guess my question would be is who's gonna be responsible, like when it breaks? Who's gonna be in charge of it? Why does the village have to be
Who
involved?
owns it? At the end of the day, who owns it?
Yeah.
The village will own it.
The village will own it, but it's not mine or any organization.
I mean, that's how we did with all the pieces that blocked the cooler.
Mm.
That was donated by the fire department 25, 30 years ago, and something breaks on it, it's the village responsible. It's like that in all parks.
Okay,
Well, and from an insurance standpoint, if it's going to be in our shelter, we should probably have ownership of it because we need to properly insure it then.
And this would be just a community park or community and heritage? Just
Just a
community park?
community park. It's not rolling to the other park.
What size is it? How big is
Put your
it?
factor up there and
Size?
Yeah.
It's
and the dimensions were on the other sheet we gave you.
78 inches wide. Top.
That's staple here.
Where you see that?
Right up on top.
Right on there.
70.25 inches wide. Has casters on, 2 casters on the front, 2 casters on the back, and the middle was our station, so people easily roll in there. The girls, you can't get enough help, and there's some guys there. I'm just- But,
pretty sure I'll be able to move it before that.
I'm pretty sure you will.
Rosie.
Hey, Rosie.
Vicky,
Yeah,
if we were to make a motion to approve and then put some money towards this, what fund would it come out of? Fund balance, which, good question, responding to the issue of the general fund balance, also a very, very good year. We have a solid fund balance at about 33%, and again, they recommend between 10 and 25%. So, now, just to know, in all the funds, we have significant projects coming up. So
Right.
that doesn't mean we're flush with money. It means,
Right.
but this is a minor expense that we can definitely.
Would it come out of
afford
Park and
if the
Rec?
board chooses. Huh?
Would it come out of Park and Recs?
It wouldn't come out of the
General fund.
general fund includes Park and Rec. There's no, it's not
I didn't,
separate.
okay,
Within the budget it is, but once
Right.
it goes into fund balance,
Yeah.
it's just fund.
okay.
So, when and if the village wants to participate and make some pledge or donation toward this purchase. I'm trying to coordinate it myself so that whoever else, the Legion and the fire department or anybody else that's making a donation. And the Lions already have, pledged up to an amount, so I'll keep everybody informed, including the village or the village.
I think it's a nice addition. You did your homework on this.
I think before we start giving a donation to it, we should find out who else is all giving donations and what's left. I mean, if we're gonna be responsible and pay insurance and all that other fun stuff,
Electricity.
That's our donation. See what comes up with it.
right?
Yeah,
Let's
that's,
see what
We're gonna maintain it and keep it.
You're right.
You have enough donations to pay for it.
I
Yeah,
think that certainly, everybody, all the organizations are in favor of this, it's just a matter of them completing their homework, see what they want to do.
well,
Right.
well,
So my recommendation then would be if you want to approve the project, that you make a motion to the effect that you are approving the project contingent upon it being donated to the village upon purchase. And then after seeing where it goes with donations, they can always come back to the village
right.
to ask for money.
then I make a motion that the village approve the purchase of the movable cooler with the contingency that we will have ultimate ownership and purview over the item. And that future donation may be in the offing, but we want to see what others are doing.
Seconding. Motion's been made, seconded. Any other discussion on this?
I'm gonna just add though that if there's no free on this, it's ship freight free. And the last thing I wanted to say as far as purchasing, and I'm trying to move this a little fast forward. Because Memorial Day is coming, we'd like to have this on hand so it can be used Memorial Day. That's only a month away. So kind of the essence of time, just thought I'd add that to the time.
Well, then that's pretty much contingent on the other organizations getting back to you in a time,
Yeah.
because I will be frank with you, Richard, I was prepared to make an offer of a certain amount and see how the board, but I agree with my fellow trustees that I'd like to have a sense of what the kick-in is gonna be from the
Yeah.
others, so.
And if I have 5 or 6 organizations that are willing to donate, and already the Lions have committed. If we get 4 other ones that pledge $500, that's another $2,000.
Correct.
That's just giving a little idea. $500 is not a tough thing for organizations
Yeah.
to donate. If it's bank, the Port State Bank is willing to make a donation and, Unseas International is probably interested. Fire department hasn't made a commitment yet, but some of the officers are here, but they're thinking about it.
Right.
It's all for the good of the community. Everybody gets to use it in the park, the organizations, and that's what it's all about. Okay, thank you, everybody.
She contingent. Gifted to the village.
Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, motion passes. Discussion and possible action regarding T-Mobile First Amendment to site leases. Well, Teresa or Vicky, which one you guys dealt with that?
Well, Brad was gonna be here. Do you have information from
Yeah.
Brad?
Brad, sent me an email this afternoon, said that he didn't hear back from T-Mobile, this guy that he's been working with. I think you all seen the document.
Yeah.
The 2 changes Brad is recommending are adding a provision, upping their insurance requirement, their liability insurance. 2 million is kind of the standard now when you do these things, and also adding a provision. Again, this goes back to a lease that was done 25 years ago. Adding a provision that says if they ever stop using their equipment, then they have to get rid of their equipment.
Right.
They have to remove it and post a surety bond that if they don't do it, that we've got the money to do it. for
Right.
them. So, Brad suggested that you could vote to approve this draft contingent on final approval from our office.
Yeah, he changed all the things, I think.
Yeah,
that
I
he
mean,
asked.
you know, at this point, I believe they're waiting for T-Mobile to
Right,
actually
yeah.
approve this final draft.
Yep,
But I think that, you know, Brad knows what's going on.
Right.
If you guys approve it contingent upon the final draft approval by the attorneys.
Yep.
I mean, then they can, once he sees the draft that he likes, we
Yep.
can move forward.
Terry, did Brad say anything about it? We paint the towers if we gotta get the equipment off? I think that was.
that was in there.
Yeah, that's in here, that,
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I
No,
think it
yeah.
says
I
once
want to
every
make sure.
renewal period, the renewal period is a 5-year period. Once every renewal period, you can ask them to tell them
Yeah.
to get the
Yeah.
stuff off temporarily while you do what you need to do and then they put it back again.
Yeah, that was put back in there. I remember.
Just make
Yeah,
sure
I know. I wanted, we
Make
make
them
sure
know.
that's in there. I'll make a motion then to approve this draft thing
Contingent
Contingent
on
on-
approval by
Yep,
Brad.
by Brad. I forget Brad.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on this? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Read number 10.
Certificate of appreciation to me.
Rose, or do you want Rose or pro tem? Yes.
You are more than welcome, ma'am.
Peter. Thank you for your years of service to the village and for, always sparking discussion when we needed it. So, thank you very much.
That was the next- Thank you very much. Mary Beth gonna let you hang that in the house.
Did you sign it?
What?
Did you sign it?
Did I sign it?
You signed your own
Nope.
certificate.
Do I have to sign it? Oh, Rose signed it.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's all official. Everything is correct.
perfect.
Thank you guys very much. It's been interesting.
To say the least.
So,
All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
motions are made seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Last one.
Do it.
Last one.
Do it.
Last one.